moving on. Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. We need a deeper conversation about Joker, Folie and Dois. Joker 2, for those of you who don't know the other title. It has a D cinema score. This is not a D cinema score movie. It is ridiculous. The era of movie consumption and vocal anger that we're in. Some movies deserve anger and frustration, but I don't believe Joker, Folie and Dois does. I think it's a beautiful, cultured, musical comic book movie, but it's deeper than that. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of anger from creatives in the industry that the comic book movie genre has taken over cinema. And I think Todd Phillips hates the genre, and I think they all hate the genre. They hate the fact that it's taken over cinema, and this is why he made Joker, Folie and Dois the way he did. A lot of fans are saying that this is an FU to them, to the audience, not getting the movie they wanted, that there should never have been a Joker sequel. But the very birth of 2019's Joker movie was bred out of Todd Phillips' frustration of the comic book movie genre taking over cinema. He was very, very vocal in the fact that the only reason he called the movie Joker, that his character calls himself the Joker, is because he felt it was the only way people would come and watch a movie about what he wanted to do. So I suppose there was an undertones of his resentment towards the comic book movie genre even then. We all loved the first Joker. Well, apart from the extreme left who felt he was making excuses for men that kill. So there was an angry side of the movie then which created a lot more buzz, and it's the very reason, there's two reasons Joker 2019 made $1 billion. First of all, it had the name Joker, right? It was to do with a very famous, iconic character and the extreme left's anger towards the movie and vocalizing that anger in essays on social media and, trying to frighten people into not going to watch it. It's the very reason people went to watch it. If you tell people not to do something, what are they going to do? They're going to do it. And so if you've seen this movie, you can tell there's an element of hate. This is not the first time Todd Phillips has done this. He did this with The Hangover Part 3. Now, why does Joker, Folie and Dois exist? Is it because the studio forced Todd to make a sequel? So, in a way, Todd Phillips is like that kid at the end of term who basically wants to tell everyone what he thinks of them. Partially, this is what this movie is. But also, Todd Phillips is a very clever guy. I think the hate he's getting for this movie is exactly what he wanted, which sounds insane, but it's also very, very current day. It's why we have a divide between audiences and Hollywood, because they're in their echo chamber and we're living everyday normal lives with everyday normal struggles. So Todd Phillips hates this genre. He hates the genre because you can't make anything else, right? Deadpool and Wolverine is a great example of that situation, isn't it? Cameo bait, nostalgia bait, right? It's a very cynical movie, if you like. Over $1 billion, great cinema scores. People seem to love it, right? But if that's all we can make now, if that's all we can see now, cinema is truly dead. I speak to writers who tell me they can't get work. They say, Mick, there's no work out there. It's dried up. Hollywood is like a desert now, right? A lot of people believe that Hollywood is on its knees because of wokeness or alleged wokeness. That's not the only reason. I warned of this at the time, that the comic book movie genre becoming a thing. The only thing is either comic book movies or retellings, or recyclings, or reboots, or relaunches, whether we're talking about television or movies that actually gets butts on seats. Look at the Penguin series. That's evidence of that itself. So what Todd Phillips has actually done here, he's gone, right, I'm going to make this movie, right? I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm not going to give you the continuation. This is not going to be Joker and Harley wrecking the streets. It's going to be a musical. It's going to be a movie that I want to make. But also, this film is about Arthur Fleck not wanting to be Joker. So this is Todd Phillips saying, we are fed up of comic book movies. Enough already. Yeah, you can have comic book movies, but let us make other movies. Come and watch other movies, and people are not going to see other movies, and that's where the problem is. And this is the commentary of the film, and this is the commentary that Todd Phillips is trying to make. It's not an FU to fans, it's an FU to Hollywood.